Welcome to Dramaticritics review of Ender's Game, the movie. All right. We're gonna start with a summary from Kyle.
Okay, hey
So,
everybody, I'm Kyle. Sorry, I'm just nervous. Anyways, I'll just start out by saying, Ender's Game is based off a book by, what's the guy's name? George...
Orson Scott Card.
Scott Card. I was about to say George Orwell. I was like, that's...
George, yes. 1984 and Ender's Game. Those are his words.
Orson Scott, what was it, Stephen?
Card.
Okay, yeah. And it's basically a sci-fi film about this guy, about this kid who, he's bullied a lot when he's younger, and he grows up a little, becomes a teenager, and he has to go off to this school to be trained in these simulations, so that one day he can become a great commander and fight off this evil alien race that had long ago come and killed a bunch of humans called the... I remember in the book they called them buggers. What were they called in the Farmint, the Famint in the movie? Was that what
Something a little less offensive.
And yeah, that's basically the plot of the movie, is this kid kind of getting up there and trying to... just advancing through all this schooling to eventually become a great commander. And he goes through a bunch of stuff, like there's some issues with his brother and some issues with his sister and just his whole life in general, because he's a very protective kind of person because he's had to deal with so much bullying in his past. So
hey, Kyle.
That's just gist of it. Yes.
I thought an interesting point to mention that might help help set the synopsis is that we should bring up the point that his character is like extremely brilliant.
Yeah.
And like is just really smart, and it makes him have like an advantage over the other kids in the school, which puts him at odds with some of the other people.
Even though he's like 12 years old, he acts like an adult.
Right.
It's very important to his character.
He's an adult in a child's body, basically.
Pretty much, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who would like to start off with the positives or negatives? That's all who wants to go first.
I think Steven would love to.
In my opinion, the movie did a really good job of portraying the story really well, because you really understand the story, but they don't do a good job of portraying characters, which is a very important aspect of the story because of how different Ender is from all the other kids, and how his brother affected him, and how his sister affected him. And his brother and sister are kind of like side notes.
Yeah.
One thing I noticed was that like the character development was a lot better at the beginning of the film than it was like towards the middle and the end, as in like developing the other characters. Like there were a lot of characters that like I thought were gonna get developed further, and they didn't.
Well, I'll start off by saying like one of the things that I really got me about it is, and I hate to draw relations to the book here, but Valentine and his
Valentine,
brother...
do you know English?
Shut up! and his brother, what was his brother's name? Peter. And,
Peter, yeah.
Valentine and Peter. They were very important in the book. Just speaking from a psychological point of view, like for Ender, Valentine was kind of this mother figure sort of deal, and Peter was kind of this image that kept him going. And it wouldn't be so bad in the movie if they didn't play these characters off as if they were supposed to be important.
The way I felt was like as if we were like getting a shortened version of a movie, like as if they're like cutting scenes out. Like there should be an extended edition or something that we could watch.
Yeah, it should have been longer.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily that they were cutting things out, it's that they were all squished in. It was really hard to do it.
Yeah.
And the way I see it is, one of the biggest problems is they give the exposition and the character development like straightforward. They're like practically tell you to your face. They're like, hey, by the way, Ender's messed up.
Yeah, I guess they kind of want reviewers like us to give them slack because it was an extremely long story. Therefore, the cuts obviously have to be made. So they want us to give them slack because we know that cuts had to be made.
Yeah.
But
but look at Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, well, from a reviewer's
Lord of the Rings
point,
did perfect.
yeah, exactly. From a reviewer's point of view, it doesn't look. Well, we're not gonna hold your hand through the whole process and give you pity. If it didn't do a good job making the story complete and concise, it didn't do a good job. Well, and with book movies like this, it's very important that you take risks. Movies like The Hunger Games, and Lord of the Rings, and Harry Potter are successful because they do take those risks. And I felt like this movie was really playing it safe. I was just wondering your guys' thoughts. What exactly do you think about Harrison Ford in this movie?
I think he did like a character that he's done a lot recently.
Yeah.
But he did it well.
I really liked the conflict that his character had throughout the story. Between him and Ender, they were really the only characters that got enough development, and they did a really good job with his character, and I liked what they did with him.
I like how in the end you see that, ethically he's wrong. Logically he's right, but ethically he's wrong, and so a lot of conflict there.
I personally, with Harrison Ford's performance, he's done better, in my opinion. I've seen a lot better. I feel like, and this is just me, and I'm probably gonna get hate for this, but I feel like he was.
Oh no.
I feel like he was trying a little hard, like a little bit too hard. Does anybody else feel that way?
I think that might be due to the directing.
It might be. I mean, that's the director's fault. I mean,
Yeah. A director can have a huge impact on acting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In that sort of way.
Absolutely. As an actor, I know that. Yeah.
Anything M. Night Shyamalan has done.
Okay, what did you guys think about? What's the name? What's the kid's name? Hold on, let me look it up.
IMDb that.
All right, Steven, let's do some dancing while we wait for the answer.
All right. So I got it right now. It's Asab Butterfield.
That's a weird name.
Asab Butterfield?
Asab Butterfield.
That's weird.
Yeah. He is very, very young. But yeah, he's been in a lot of movies. I was thoroughly impressed with the kid's performance, though. At first, I was a little bit doubtful coming in, because when I saw the first scene, and he was beating up on that guy, the bully or whatever, I just thought, at first I thought, oh man, this is gonna be bad. Like, he's gonna play this way too serious, and it's just gonna be horrendous. But when I went into the movie, I really started to buy his character, and I started to feel more sorry for him, and I really felt his triumph in the end,
Yeah, you were rooting for him the whole time.
Yeah.
And it felt really good whenever he'd succeed,
Mm-hmm.
and whenever you'd see that look on his face, like, yeah, I beat you. Yeah, you just sit down. And
anytime you beat the crap out of everyone, it just felt so good.
I need to talk about Ben Kingsley. I thought it was a ridiculously forgettable experience, forgettable performance.
Yeah, that was disappointing a little bit.
But that's nothing against the actor. Ben Kingsley is amazing.
Yeah, he is.
Most things that he does. I don't know if we've addressed the pacing in this movie.
Yeah, the pacing was all over the place, in my opinion.
And it was hard to tell, the passing of time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when it had been a year or two.
Which they made no distinction at all.
Exactly.
When time passed, and that was very confusing.
So we'll magically have headphones now.
Yeah. Okay.
Look at our magic appearing headphones.
We've talked a lot about the negatives. Let's give some positives, because otherwise people are gonna think this movie sucks, and it does not suck. Yeah. It's a good movie.
It does not suck. Positives are, like I said, it does tell the story well. Pacing's off, but it does tell the story well, and it feels great, and the characters are great. They just aren't developed well.
Yeah.
But you get a sense, especially Ender. Ender, it's awesome. They
Yeah,
did
good
a really good
performance
job
by
with
that
Ender.
kid.
I was impressed with the kids, plural, all the kids' performances,
Oh yeah.
because I thought they
Yeah.
were all very, very good, and especially that little kid who was from Disney Channel who played Bozo
Yeah.
or whatever.
Oh
Bonzo.
yeah.
Bonzo.
Yeah, the
Have you ever
kid.
seen recommendation real quick? Kings of Summer. Watch that movie.
Is he in that
That
movie?
kid's in that movie, and he's just so hilarious in that
Yeah,
movie.
well,
He's a
he
great actor.
Fantastic.
from there I would say that the visual aspect was very impressive. It's
Well, yeah,
very
and
appealing.
it seems like it wasn't just throwing money at special effects. They
Yeah.
used the visual aspects really well too. It wasn't just all
Yeah.
flashy and stuff. They did a
Well,
really
it
good
wasn't
job
like
of
Michael Bay, just like here's an
making it look
explosion
good.
for here's an explosion for no reason.
I hope we aren't
And-
losing our Michael Bay fans, because
Yeah, we're losing our Michael Bay
Dreamcast.
fans.
I hope that we're losing all of his fans in this because they don't need to be watching this. I liked Ender's character a lot. The actor did a really good job, and I felt like he was a really easy character to relate to because I feel like in certain ways, even if we're not always like him, we can all relate to being sort of like that outsider who like knows that there's something special about you, but you just don't know what it is.
So
Yeah.
should we wrap it up via giving our final verdicts?
Yes, I think
yeah,
so.
sure. Our scale's 1 to 100,
Yeah,
and I'd give it a 7.5, which is a recommendation.
75. You mean not a
And all-
7.5?
75. I can't
Percent.
do math.
Yeah.
So recommendation.
Originally when we had first seen it, I rated it about like 70%, but after reflecting on it somewhat and thinking about the story and how much I actually liked it after my initial reaction, I would definitely say, I don't know, 72, 73%.
I'd be happy with that in high school.
Yeah. I'd be happy with that in college.
No movie left behind.
I'm gonna give it a good old 60. My opinion really hadn't changed about it. I've had time
60?
to reflect, and I still think it's a 60, which on the rating scale that we have, that is a rent. I would say rent it. It's worth one watch. Get it on Netflix, whatever. But I feel like as memorability goes, give it a year. No one's going to remember this film.
Okay.
The final
I don't know.
average between all of us is going to be around. Jackson changed his, but it's still going to be around a 69. So
69.
it's still gonna fall under the category of recommend. So as a whole, we recommend this movie to you.
All right, so this has been Dramatic Critics review
First review.
of Ender's Game the movie. First review ever, and I promise we will be better at reviewing later.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And are we going to
So,
get
thanks for
Avery
watching.
soon?
Subscribe. Yeah, we have another person who's going to join us. Other people will join. It's a group effort. This is just the first 3 people that are going to be doing this. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like and favorite and send us money. I'm just kidding.
Oh, and
Don't
check out my
send-
channel too.
I can't say
Check
that.
out my channel. Check out my channel.
Links in the description
Kyle's
below.
channel.
JJJ
Yeah, well-
5541. Yeah.
You don't want to see what's on Kyle's channel.
Yeah, you do.